Next video. In today's video I will show you how to display jetpack compose charts inside your Flutter application. Now I have already covered how to display Swift UI charts. So in case you don't know, Swift UI is for iOS or Apple platform only, and jetpack compose is for Android. So if you are curious about iOS or Apple platform, you can check that video. This will be only for Android, so I will be using jetpack compose chart in Flutter application. Now you might be thinking like, I can do this with Flutter itself, right? Yeah, but it's a little complicated. Like for jetpack compose I already have a library for it. I know that there are Flutter charts library available as well, uh, but yeah, if you are okay with Flutter charts library, then please go ahead with this. But this is more of kind of like an experiment. Also this might help me down in the future in case I have to integrate jetpack compose in my Flutter application. I also made a very basic video on how to integrate jetpack compose with Flutter application, so I would recommend you guys to watch that first before proceeding with this one. So yeah, let's get started. So I will show you, this would be the output for us. So this is a line, this is a column chart, and this is a line chart. So the library which I am using for jetpack compose currently only displays 2 charts. I hope in future it integrates more charts. I will show you what that library is, but first you have to go to your main.dart, and all I have done, I have refactored my home page widget to include a scaffold, safe area, size box to occupy the entire width and height, and my chart view. So if you check, my chart view is a custom widget which I have created, and inside over here, so don't try to run for iOS, nothing will work. For Android I am sending the x-axis values as well as the y-axis values, and this is how you set up a native view for Android in Flutter. So this is boilerplate code, and this is the string which I have defined. Now what you have to do is, next thing which I will tell you is, I am using Android Studio Giraffe, which is the latest Android Studio at the time of this recording. So open your Android folder inside Android Studio. Next, to easily integrate jetpack compose, all you have to do is right click, create new activity, gallery, and select this empty activity. So this is the jetpack compose activity. Just click on next and give name as main activity 2 or 3, whatever. So I have already created this, which you can see over here. So this activity, when you try to integrate this jetpack compose activity, it will add all the necessary dependencies in our build.gradle file, so you don't have to worry about integrating jetpack compose in your application. Once your build is successful, later on if you want, you can delete this activity as well. We won't be requiring this activity. But if you check your build.gradle, firstly make sure you are updating this Kotlin version to 1.8.10 latest at least, and update this version as well. Next, inside build.gradle over here, before creating this activity, you will have to make sure you are at least updating the min SDK version to 21. Otherwise that option won't be visible to you. So make sure you update the min SDK version to at least 23. Next change which I have made is, I have commented out this because this is deprecated and you will have to use something like this. Next, I have updated the target SDK version to 34 because I am using Android Studio Giraffe. Next, build features compose :pro. Okay. And this is automatically added. Just check whether these versions are proper at your end as well, and add make sure you are using 1.8.10 for Kotlin. Now these all dependencies might be added. I have also added few of these dependencies. I'm not sure if they are required or not, but I have just added just to be on the safer side. And these are the 2 dependencies for our charting library for our jetpack compose chart. Next, we'll go over here inside main activity. First of all, you will have to change this to Flutter fragment activity, and here I have registered our view and it is named as my chart view. So yeah, that's how I registered it and overridden the configure Flutter engine method. Next, as usual, I have created this factory class, which is boilerplate code, and which you can find in the documentation as well, and it requires my chart view. So I have created this my chart view, and inside over here I have taken base layout as linear layout, but you can take anything. Relative layout or constraint layout is fine as well. And I have taken a compose view, and here I am initializing our linear layout and compose view and setting layout params to our linear layout, and then adding our compose view to linear layout. Then I am setting the content. So here I am passing our x axis value and y axis value. So before that I am passing it as a string, and there is a reason for that. Do not pass it as an array or an int array. I was getting some weird issue from Kotlin saying that the backend lowering IR target is not supported, something like that. So it's better to pass it as a string and then do the conversion inside our compose class. So this is a jetpack compose class, my chart. I've added the compose annotation, and here you can see we are converting it to an int array. Don't convert it over here to an int array and pass it as an int array, otherwise you will face issue. Like at the time of this recording I was facing this issue. It might have resolved in future versions of Kotlin, I'm not sure, but yeah. So these are the x-axis value and y-axis value which we get from the dart side. And be careful over here. So if you have not added space on the dart side, then remove this space over here and this space. But I have a space after comma after every value, that's why I've added space. Then these are these entries which we create from our y value, and this is the bottom axis formatter which we create from the x values. Now you can use two types of charts. So here I'm using line chart, but if you're interested in column chart, you can uncomment this and comment this out. And here, like as usual, I am occupying the entire width and height, and it requires a model producer which we create something like this. And for bottom axis, here I am passing the bottom axis formatter. This is just the title, axis label component, and this is the rotation for our bottom axis, which is the x-axis. And I have also enabled zoom, and this is the marker component. If you try to click on one of the charts, it will show this marker component. So I think that should be it. If you delete this main activity 2 of jetpack compose, make sure you delete it from Android manifest as well, otherwise you will face issues. What else? Inside settings.gradle, so this is my settings gradle. I think that should be it. Thank you for watching. Bye.